Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming back and watching us here at Celebrity U Radio .tv, and we remind you that up on the screen we have the number here that you can call and ask questions, 214-628-2068. We have the Facebook page that you can go to, and the information's all up there. But I'm going to introduce you. Cathrine Hatcher is back. We love having Cathrine Hatcher. She's with personasid.com, and she is our image and colorist and all over how you can connect or make how you want to present yourself in the way that you look, in the way you communicate, and the way that you dress. So we're always happy that she brings image and how important that is, because image is part of celebrity. It's part of Celebrity U. So you have a lady, Reverend Hupp. I said
That's
it right.
Correct. You got it.
And she's going to be talking, so I'm going to just turn it right over to you, Cathrine.
Thank you very much, Kathy. And if you don't mind, could I borrow your stopwatch? I forgot to bring mine up here. I want to talk about why I brought Reverend Hupp with me today. When I talk about image, I don't talk just about the outward appearance of a person. I'll talk about also all the parts that make up us and the things that create perceptions about our image. So I have my 3 A's of image, and I've talked about them before, and I'll just tell you what they are again, so you'll be reminded. But the first A of image is your appearance, and it's the largest part of your image. People begin to make decisions about whether they're going to like you or not based on what they see. Most of us as human beings are visual people. The second part of image is your attitude. And I've made that A number 2 because attitude is played out in so many different parts of our body. We'll carry ourselves a different way based on how we feel about ourselves. So if we're having a bad day, we may not be standing up straight. We may be slouching a lot more. We may be having some bad expressions on our face. And we communicate things about ourselves that we don't mean to communicate. And then the third A of image is the ability to communicate effectively. And that actually, we talk about the words you use and the tone of voices that you use. So when I was thinking about today and I was bringing in Reverend Hupp, I was thinking about the second A of image, which is attitude. Because, like I said earlier, attitude is played out in our image, and it's communicated non-verbally to everyone around us. So I wanted to talk to Alice about how our attitude can affect our image, and I want to tell you a little bit about her. So I'm going to put my glasses on, and I want to read her bio to you. Reverend Alice Hupp is a senior minister at Park Place Christian Church in Wichita Falls, Texas. She has been at Park Place for the past 15 years and has been a pastor for over 25 years. She received her bachelor's degree from Purdue University and her Master of Divinity degree at Christian Theological Seminary in Indianapolis, Indiana. She also received an advanced master's degree in pastoral counseling and has counseled many families and individuals. She has been a popular retreat keynoter and speaker at various events. She received the Pastor of the Year Award and has served as moderator and vice moderator of the central area of the Christian Church in the Southwest. Reverend Hupp has a passion for teaching and mission work, traveling to Africa, Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, and has taken several group trips to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. She is a singer, songwriter, and is a contributing author to a nationally circulated worship journal. And she keynotes and speaks not only to spiritual organizations, but also to professional organizations. So welcome on Celebrity U, Alice.
Thank you very much.
It's okay if I call you Alice, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first of all, I wanted to ask you, you and I have talked a lot about thought, and I wanted to ask you what your view of thought is and how thought and image impact each other.
Well, what a lot of people don't understand is we communicate, and I know you've talked about this before we open our mouth, that the way we hold ourselves, the way that we dress, just the way that we are and how we feel about ourselves communicates. And when people don't understand that your mind-body connection is very connected, then, and if we don't understand that connection and we're living thinking that we're doing fine and what people see is hidden, that's where we get into trouble, because it's very much however we feel is communicated. Just like you said, when you slouch, you don't feel good. If you're having a bad day, there's that aura around you that people can feel. So they know right away that something's wrong, or I want to be close to you, or I want to keep you away from me.
Isn't it funny how in just the first 30 seconds we can actually decide whether we like someone or not, and maybe they haven't even said hello yet?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we just non-verbally broadcast what's going on inside of ourselves, and we have a lot of bad habits based on what we've been thinking for years, right?
Right. And coming from a spiritual side, what people maybe forget or just never learned is that we have a birthright to be able to live our fullest possibility. So if we think we can't, and I think Susan Stage Maintenance talked about that earlier with the NLP, if people don't understand that you can live your life to the fullest, and we have heard messages given to us before for people who didn't get that message themselves, passed it on to us, and then we think, well, what I want isn't possible, so we start to live like that, and then we wonder why we don't feel happy a lot of the time, or we wonder why, I get jealous when I see somebody, or I see something, I want it, and what they don't understand is that's a cue for them to realize that when I'm feeling that way, that's somebody, my spirit is me tapping on my shoulder saying, this is possible for you too, or something in this genre is for you too, and it is possible for you to reach it if you give yourself the length to try to get there.
So I guess what you're saying, and I was going to ask you, how do you come to understand that, is basically listen to those internal cues, or see how you're feeling? Or?
Absolutely. And again, we used to, when you do therapy with children, oftentimes you have them draw pictures, and adults the same. When they draw pictures of people, you'll often see the body is disconnected from the head. There's this space in between. And if you were to start some therapy with somebody and have them draw a picture in the beginning and then see the one at the end, it's a very different picture, because all of a sudden they're beginning to make the connection between the mind and the body. So in some of these early messages, I liken it to an elephant. We can go to the zoo or go to the circus and we see an elephant that has this chain wrapped around its foot, and it can't move. Well, and you and I know that elephant, if it just had the will and the knowledge, could pull off of that chain and be free. But what it learned as a baby elephant was it was strapped down. And it doesn't realize that as it grows up, it doesn't have to live by that same chain. It can break that chain. We're the same way. We don't realize that some of us in life had a rough early start and didn't understand that because somebody else had a negative experience or were limited themselves, or didn't think they could live their potential, pass that on to us. And if we realize I don't have to live by those same chains, I can break that chain, then I can live to my fullest as well.